maximum summon a monster! Time to battle! I'm on the road to glory! I attack you directly!
So we're just one day away from Duel Links bringing Nail to the game. Of course, our brand new 7th character, bringing Maximum Summoning, Drago, and 2 cool new reward cards, being the 6-8 Soul, that's a tribute summon monster for him, as well as Atron, which is a bit of a draw engine with your Femtron in the graveyard, tribute it to draw 1 card. It's kind of the same value as your Mystic Dealer, which is pretty cool. And we're also getting a big campaign coming tomorrow, or the 28th. The date is a bit weird, rather say 27th down here and then 28th down here. So I'm thinking normal campaign time, 1 AM UK time, is going to be for this one, and we're getting some cool stuff. So of course we're getting a Dream Ticket SR for Speed Duel, we're getting a Dream UR pack for Rush Duel, which is really cool because we haven't had one since the 7th World launch. Now, it is only going to cover, really, those 2 packs, right, the mini and the main box, so anyone that's actually invested in 7th World already is going to have, like, all the cards, so it's not going to be that relevant. We're getting gems, accessories, but the big thing is the brand new Maximum monster, the Harpy Lady Sisters. Now, we're only getting 3 copies of this middle piece here. We're getting 1 copy of the left and the right, which is a bit weird because you'd kind of expect to get all 3, but if we did, then these would be super duper broken, so I'm kind of glad we're not. Now, these do work with a skill, which is this one down here, which is a turn to normal skill that lets you basically recycle 1 from your graveyard back to your hand, so it does kind of work out that we were going to be getting less of these, more of this, but overall, a very cool modern Maximum, right? This came out, I think, in like June 2023, so it's, you know, 7 months old, which is really cool for Duel Links. And of course, down here, it is limited 3, which the main one is, like the main sister one, the middle pieces, which kind of makes me think that going forward, your Magnum Overlord, middle piece, limit 3, Yggdrago, limit 3, to kind of force you into playing them into their own decks rather than just smash them into big aggro build, which I think is fine and the easiest way forward, but we are slowly getting that limit 3 pool built up really quickly. Now, we've got updates for March, and yeah, if you're not a fan of Rush Duel, then this won't be the best month for you. Of course, we have Nail going on from the 27th all the way through to the 8th of March. We're getting Mimi the Gate, which is fine. This was needed. Then we've got the Go Rush Festival, which we know we're getting, of course, new reward card pack. Previously available Jump Festa, which I think has the Maybe and Goki Pole, I think is the card, the vanilla in it, so that should be pretty cool. And hopefully they've not like changed it much, right? Because if you are a speed player, you could just play as via PvE and get apes in the way there, which was a really cool kind of change they did. So hopefully it's still the same, but I know people are going to be a little disappointed that we're then going into Torga Mission Bingo and into a Roa rerun, which of course is just more Rush Duel, right? It is 4 weeks of Rush Duel, which I'm personally happy about because Rush Duel has been on the back burner for the past 2 or 3 months, and so giving a big month focus is really cool, but at the same time, I can understand people's concerns that maybe this isn't the best move overall, but it's, you know, hopefully Konami knows what they're doing, and we'll be fine. So, we're of course getting 2 new cards from him. We're getting the Command, the Arena's the Field Spell, a brand new skill as well. So, let's go and talk about them, but first of all, there's one card here, yep, the Dual Quest, giving Dosodon, which is another Rush Duel card, so let's go take a look. So first of all is our only speed card for the month, the Steel Star Regulator. It's a generic Link 3, which can become pretty big because it gains attack points equal to levels of cards pointing to it, which in Duel Links is only going to be, what, 2 arrows because you're missing like one of these arrows, right, regardless of what you're doing. It's a Monster Pop, which is pretty big. Then you can deal damage. You're really not getting this damage effect off, right, because you've got using Seasmoss to Link Summon this, and so it is just a Link 3 pop a card on the field, which, is that going to be good? I'm not too sure. Then let's go to the Dosodon, the Dino. Send 2 cards down to grave, including normal monster to draw 1 card. This is not overly great, but I think the hope is that it's a dinosaur. We've not seen too many of them in Rush Duel right now in Duel Links, so maybe we're going to be getting a dinosaur support card in the box. Maybe the Maximum will come at some point via a structure deck. That could be pretty cool if they want to do that now. The big one is the Royal Rebel support. So we're getting Command, which is going to buff up one of your Royal Rebels by 1,000, and then you can change the battle position, which is going to, of course, be relevant because of the brand new skill we're going to be getting. Now, I think the skill actually might lock you into not change battle position. It does. That does feel a little bit weird, but this might be okay. This might be okay. Then, the big one in my opinion, is Arena, our 3rd field spell in the entire game. Now, You can only activate this card if your opponent's got 2 monsters in their field, which is going to happen quite often, but given that we're moving in to maximum territory, this won't be as good as it would be in the current metagame. And so it does protect your monster from being controlled by card effects, which of course means widespread ruin, and maybe more, maybe we get some bundles for a Trap Hole or a Sakuretsu Armor or something, which would be pretty cool, but overall these seem fine. And the skill we're getting is the really fun, neat little Roman reference skill that no one will play, because it doesn't really do anything for the deck. The recursion is nice, but it does like work against your heavy metal, so it just feels really, really weird. And of course, the last big thing, Legacy Duels, which I hope is going to tie in with this next thing, Late March, obtain new duelist, hide in the shuttle. Now, this could be literally anyone, but we know it's Sherry from 5Ds. Finally, after being an event NPC in like 2 years ago, she's finally coming, and does that mean the big elephant in the room, does that mean Baronne de Fleur is coming to Duel Links? No, because this isn't her ace. This is a 2022, I think, era support card for her deck type. Her real ace is Chevalier de Fleur, a rare we got on Blazing Rose back in 2019, and this is just fine, right? This will be the card that has the animation, that's skill supporting it, and there are more cards she can bring, right? We've got Sage de Fleur, which could be a box you are. I could see it. There's also the Noble Knight support cards that aren't really Noble Knights, if I can find them here, right? You've got your Spear Holder, your Floral Knights, your Shield Bearer, and the thing with these cards is that these aren't the same cards as their TCG counterparts. These cards came out in Duel Links way before they did in the TCG, and so we could finally see Konami go back and buff these cards to make them even better. And with Sentomino as well, these are all also event reward cards, and so I wouldn't be surprised if they double up on these, right? Put these in her drops via the event, or maybe potentially in level ups, right? They could do that as well, especially if they buff them to be their TCG counterparts. They might technically treat them as being brand new cards, and so for new players, it would be a lot easier to get them via this way, but we don't know. Now, what else can happen, right? It's 5Ds, it's a main box. This could be more support for TGs, for Stardust, for Red Dragon Archfiend, for Black Wings, but also, we could get a pickup box for any of those archetypes, right? A pickup or TG or Blackwing or Red Dragon Archfiend would sell quite a lot. And I think it'll happen because it's been so long since our last box focusing around those cards. Like what? Like TGs is back in what, Atomic Theory, which I believe was back in like 2021. No, that was a million. That was a mini box, and the main box was 2021. Okay, yeah. So it's been 3 years, right? So these can come back in a pickup box, be reprinted, bring new support, which would be really cool. So it does seem like Duel Links in in May, it's, what am I on? In March, it's going to be very fun if you kind of look past the Rush focus for most players, right? But me, as a Rush fan, looking forward to it. The Rush Festival hopefully will be really good with the brand new Maximums, and yeah, of course, ending on a new 5Ds character. Could there also be a 5Ds cap increase coming? Copium, hopefully, but I doubt it, so we'll have to wait and see. But that's my my late thoughts on the brand new updates for Duel Links. Of course, tomorrow is going to be box leaks, so look forward to that one. Hopefully, it's going to be a bit of a banger, and yeah, adios.